Back to Africa, Human Rights Watch has released a report claiming the tiny nation of Gambia is guilty of serious human rights violations. Concerns by UN member states include Gambia's restrictions on the right to freedom of expression, its renewed use of the death penalty, and discrimination and attacks on people on the basis of their sexual orientation and gender identity. For more on the report and the situation in Gambia, I'm joined by Felicity Thompson, Human Rights Watch, and Imam Baba Lee from Gambia. Welcome to both of you. Now, if I may start with you, Ms. Thompson. First, we've been hearing of human rights violation in the Gambia, but what specifically in your research do you really find that was shocking?
Well, the Gambian government commits serious human rights violations against virtually anyone who dissents, anyone who criticizes the government. People are disappeared, people are tortured, people are arrested arbitrarily, detained for prolonged periods.
Mm-hmm. And detained for prolonged periods, Imam Lee, you are personally experienced that anger of the Gambian government. Just describe to us your latest kind of encounter with the law. What prompted it?
Well, you may know there was an execution for 9 inmates in August 2012. As an activist and a religious leader who loves really peace, I made my summons against the execution before it's executed. But that does not have any help. He continued, he did the execution. And then they want to Islamanize it. And I know it's not Islamic. So I went to my mosque and I had some interviews with some local papers. And since it was published and my summons become known, I become target in a serious manner.
Yes.
Receiving many threatening calls, harassment, even at the traffic, till December 3rd, when I was arrested. They picked me up from my home, from my residence, around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. And since then, I was taken to unknown place in Comunicado with horrible conditions, tortured, beyond expectation. I just cannot explain it all.
That is really sad. Now, Ms. Thompson, we don't get a lot coming out of Gambia. Do you think the situation there, the fact that it's such almost a restricted country makes it easier for the authorities to commit these atrocities without worrying so much about what the world will say?
Yeah, it's a very small country, first of all. It's also a country that is very repressive. There's a very tight clampdown on freedom of speech, and it's difficult to get information about the country. There's also a climate of fear that really silences people who speak out against human rights abuses.
Did you find kind of like a media that is a little independent that can possibly report on such things?
There are media in the country that try to report on human rights abuses. However, many journalists have told me that they must, they report far less than they know.
Mm-hmm. And now, Imam, what is it do you think can be done for the violations there to come to the attention of the world and perhaps put some pressure on the government there?
Well, I believe the international community haven't done a lot about Gambia, maybe because it's not well exposed. As you know, it's hard to say though, but really the international community, they always focus where they have interest. That is, Gambia, unfortunately, is a very poor country. They have no oil, no diamond, no even coffee like Abidjan. So, in a nutshell, they don't have much interest there. But really, the atrocities that are taking place as we speak, there are journalist Abdullah Sise who have been abducted for the last 3 months just because he said something that is not in line with what the government wanted to say.
Yeah. So it doesn't spare anybody. Would you say that other religious leaders like yourself have faced similar persecution?
Yes, there are a lot of religious leaders who were detained. There was one religious leader called Muhyiddin Haidara. He was detained and taken to court. Over 1 year, he's running up and out simply because he prayed after Eid al-Fitr. And the president is the one to decide when to pray, how to pray, where to pray. If you pray, beside the days he selected, you are in trouble. That was the case of Imam Muhyiddin Haidara. And there are other imams, not only me. There's Bakausu Fofana, who is right now in Casamas, taking shelter there. There is Imam Ismail Manjang, who have been kept quiet completely in Gunjur. Okay. There is many imams for them to count.
Well, Imam Baba Lee, thank you very much. And Felicity Thompson for all your insights. Well, Imam Baba Lee from the Gambia and Felicity Thompson of Human Rights Watch. We do appreciate very much your insights there. Now, we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we covered. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. Check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Find me on Twitter at VOA Vince McCory.